Here we go!
Welcome to the Nintendo Power Zone. Guys, it's your boy, Nice One, and we have a brand new unboxing video for you guys today. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been sitting on this one for a little while. I just haven't had time to do it with all the changes we've made to the podcast format and whatnot. But anyway, no more excuses, we're here now. What we have today is the Pokemon Z Power Ring, which is the upgraded version of the Pokemon Z Ring from Pokemon Sun and Moon. Now, if you guys remember, I loved the Z Ring as an accessory. I thought it made the game more fun, even though it didn't actually do anything in the game. I just thought the compatibility that the two things had together was really amazing. So I'm excited to go ahead and test that feature out again with Pokemon Ultra Sun. So I love the changes they've made to this specific version as far as stylistically. I've heard that there are some changes that they made to the product itself to make it a lot more easy to use. So let's go ahead and stop dilly-dallying and let's take a look at the box. So this time the box is all black and all purple instead of the orange and blue from the original game. I'm really liking the box, and I love that it has Mimikyu front and center. I don't want to spend too much time in the box, so let's just go ahead and head through it with a quick image gallery, okay guys? Alright, so I've taken everything out of the box, and we have a Mimikyu figure, we have the Z Power Ring, and we have two Z Crystals. And these Z Crystals are completely different from the previous Z Crystals. They have a more stylized shape to them, and I like that. I think that's really cool, and it's a nice way to differentiate the two products. Now what's really cool about this is that you can still put the classic Z Crystals on the Z Power Ring. Very nice way to make those two products compatible. So if you bought all those Z Crystals the first time out, they still fit on the Z Power Ring. Now what I really like about the Z Power Ring is the fact that it's a different shape than the Z Ring from the previous game. It's a bit bulkier as far as the shape is concerned, but I think that makes it stand out, and I think I prefer this style over the previous model. So guys, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Z Crystal now. Alright, so here's the new Z Crystal. I love this shape, and it really helps it stand out from the previous Z Crystals that came out for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Love it. But guys, it's time to go ahead and move into comparison time, because I really want to see the differences between the two Z Rings. Alright, so I went ahead and grabbed the old Z Ring from Pokemon Sun, and it looks really different. There are a lot of similarities too, but overall, their bulkiness is completely different. I love the Z Power Ring. It just looks so nice in black. Even though it's bulkier, somehow it looks a little bit sleeker in my opinion. Now, I still haven't beat Pokemon Ultra Sun, so I don't know if there's an actual difference between the Z Ring and the Z Power Ring, but if there is, I can't wait to find out. If there isn't, then oh well, it's just a new cool accessory, and Pokemon Company got me twice on the same product. Now, there are a couple other things that I want to point out here. They made some design changes between the Z Power Ring and the Z Ring. So the Z Power Ring now comes with an on-off button. One of the worst things about the Z Ring, which I neglected to tell you guys about in my original review of the product, was that the battery consumption on the Z Ring was awful. Even when you weren't using it, the battery was constantly draining, and they've rectified that by adding a power switch. So I want to give Tomy credit for actually doing that. They realized they had made a mistake with the first model, and they've rectified it here in the second model, and it makes a tremendous difference. I will say this, I did notice that the Z Ring, the standard version, is actually a little bit louder than the Z Power Ring, and I think that just has to do with battery life. I think they've made changes to preserve the battery life. Now, in my opinion, this automatically makes the Z Power Ring superior to the standard Z Ring right off the bat. A couple of other design choices they made that I really appreciate is that they've actually made the Z Crystals easier to remove. It's actually a pain in the butt to take the Z Crystals out and move them around on the standard Z Ring. With the Z Power Ring, they've added a latch that makes it easier to just pop open and switch your Z Crystals in and out. And again, these changes in the design have completely made the Z Power Ring much better than the standard Z Ring. Aside from that, they didn't sacrifice the size of it. I am a fully grown adult and I'm hefty, and this thing still fits on my wrist. So I really appreciate that they were able to take this product, make it better, and didn't sacrifice anything but a little bit of volume. So guys, let's go ahead and test out the functionality now, okay?
Alright guys, so it's finally time to test out this Z-Ring. So what we're going to do is we're just going to enter a real quick trainer battle, and we're going to go ahead and hit up a Z move. And I got Mimikyu ready to go, so we should be using the correct stone with the correct Pokemon. Unfortunately, within the game though, I do not have a Mimikyu Z, so that's unfortunate, but I'm going to do the best I can here. And unfortunately, it looks like I entered a tag battle, but I should still be able to get this to work just fine. Alright. I'm gonna have to select a move for Pikachu as well. Alright, so that's actually really dope. But guys, what I want to do is I want to do a little bit more comparison time, so don't go anywhere. Alright guys, I went ahead and got the original Z-Ring that came out in 2016, and I want to compare it to this new one as far as their functionality is concerned. So let's go ahead and finish this battle off real quick, okay? Okay guys, so I learned something while shooting this video. The new Mega Z-Ring is incompatible with Pokemon Sun, and the old Z-Ring is incompatible with Pokemon Ultra Sun. For some reason, they must use slightly different sound effects when activating a Z move, because these things are activated by sound. And I've checked this theory out a couple of times. I'm going to post it here in the video, but they are incompatible. So let's just go ahead and show you guys how that works. So right now we are playing Pokemon Sun, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the Z move. Alright guys, as you can see, the Mega Z-Ring did nothing, but the standard Z-Ring did do something. And I don't know why they're different, but they are different. They are incompatible with the different games. So yeah, if you have both games, the only way you're going to be able to use the Mega Z-Ring is by playing Pokemon Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. And if you have the standard Z-Ring, the only way you're going to get to use it is playing Pokemon Sun or Pokemon Moon. But alright guys, we're going to go ahead and move into score time, so don't go anywhere.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is score time, my favorite time. Why? Because I get to tell you whether or not something is actually worth your hard-earned money. So, let's start with the appearance. I love the changes they made to the Z-Ring to make it stand out from the previous model. It's all black, it's a little bit bulkier, but somehow I think it still looks sleeker than the standard Z-Ring, which was all white. I also want to point out how accurate this is to the in-game Z Power Ring. It's on point. They didn't mess up anything. This looks exactly the way it does in the game. So for its appearance, I'm going to give it a perfect 10. Moving on to its functionality, they made a lot of design changes that I think really benefit the product. The first thing I noticed was that they added an on-off switch. The power consumption of the original Z-Ring was terrible. It would actually drain the battery when you weren't using it. And batteries can get expensive, especially the more you start buying, because the product is constantly draining the batteries completely dead even when not in use. And batteries can get expensive. I don't know about you guys, but I spent a lot of money on batteries for my Z-Ring, and eventually I just gave up because the battery consumption was just too much and I just did not want to spend any more money on the batteries. Another change they made to the functionality is adding a latch that you could easily remove the Z crystals. That was another pain in the butt with the original Z-Ring, swapping the Z crystals. But this time around, they added a proper latch and you can now move them freely and easily. Aside from that, they lowered the volume a little bit, but I think that also has something to do with battery consumption. So all of the changes here make the Z-Ring a far better product. So for its functionality, I'm going to give it a perfect 10. So I gave it a 10 for its appearance, and I'm giving it a 10 for its functionality. It gets a perfect 10 in our official Nintendo Power Zone seal of quality, and it deserves it, guys. Anyway, I gotta go ahead. I gotta get out of here, but before I let you go, let me hit you with the social media links. You can hit me up on Twitter at Nice1983. You can email me at nice193@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Facebook, facebook.com/Nintendo Power Zone. If you're a fan of the Nintendo Power Zone podcast, you can always download new episodes on iTunes, Google Play Music, stream new episodes on Stitcher Radio. But if you want to watch the show live, you can catch us right here on YouTube, youtube.com/Nintendo Power Zone. That's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, stay fresh.